Cynthia Coleman-SPARKES. I'm a Faberge and Russian decorative arts specialist. Curious, determined, discreet, loyal, and well-traveled. I have a thing about timekeeping, so if somebody is 20 minutes late, I tend to be early to places, so I'll be maybe 15 minutes early, which means I've made, I've waited 15, 20, half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. Then I tend to be a little bit grisly when I've met somebody, which isn't very nice, but that's a sort of an annoying trait of mine, is that I do it to myself. I just make myself be early to places, and then I get annoyed at the amount of time that I actually have imposed on myself to wait. Most awkward for me was very early on in my career when a woman came in thinking that she had a Faberge egg. Literally, her nest egg she thought was a Faberge egg, and it really was apparent early on that it wasn't, and she got very agitated about it. And I was, I think, 21, and I was just trying not to cry, and it was all very stressful, and I was trying to kind of be really professional about it while she got more and more agitated, and I tried to diffuse the situation. And I turned the egg over, and underneath it there was a sticky label that said "Made in Hong Kong," and I think we both agreed that Faberge didn't have a branch in Hong Kong, and we sort of parted amicably. But that was an early lesson in the emotions that are invested in the objects that we handle. Collection that I would most love to value has to be the Queen's collection, so more specifically her Russian holdings. So I can't think of a more extraordinary gathering of objects that are obviously historically accurate, with perfect provenance, perfect lineage, just exquisite pedigree. Pieces that were bought directly from Faberge in St. Petersburg, and then after the firm opened a branch in London after 1903. So I think that would be an amazing, I was going to say career-defining project. It would take several careers to, several lifetimes, I think, to value that collection. In terms of time off, I guess hanging out with my teenagers when they allow me to spend time with them, that would be my favorite thing to do. My late grandmother, because I'd love to ask her a ton of questions. Coco Chanel, because wouldn't it be fun to have her to dinner and get some fashion advice, maybe have her go through my wardrobe with me and pick out what works, what doesn't. Get some fashion advice from her. And the third guest would have to be Edmond Duval. I think he's this incredible potter, ceramicist, author, just a polymath, a thinker. I think he'd be great company at a dinner table. Probably knows how to tell a good story. I love the hair with the amber eyes, love his approach to objects and what they tell us about people who are no longer with us. So I think that would be, a good evening, at least for me. I am half French, and I love baking. So I love making all sorts of French sort of tarts, desserts, really sweet things. Generally, tarte au citron, tarte tatin, just classic French puddings, which I've spent lockdown not only baking but eating, which is a bit of a problem. I'm going to need a little 12-step program to come off the French baked goods, I think. Favorite film has to be Charade, depends if you pronounce it in British English or American. Charade, I guess in British English. It's Audrey Hepburn dressed to the nines in Givenchy, and Cary Grant, and it's a mad romp through Paris with Walter Matthau as a mustachioed baddie, and then great Henry Mancini music in the background. So that's just a fabulous film that I would recommend if you haven't seen it yet. My favourite piece of music would be the very schmaltzy Rudder version of Love Divine. We had it at our wedding, and our daughter recently sang it in a cathedral choir, and it pulls at my heartstrings every single time. It never misses, and so that's the piece that comes to mind.